Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to a second episode of Jay's Beer Reviews regarding the Tripel style beer. So in my last episode, I told you guys that I got this really awesome beer from Great Lakes. This is their Triple Dog Dare, a Belgian-style triple ale aged in bourbon barrels. So of course from 2017, which is the year that I am in right now. So Great Lakes is a brewery that I can get my hands on in the Chicago market. I like their beers a lot. I don't always buy their beers because, honestly, just because they've been around for a while and I've tried a lot of them already. And then I don't usually jump on like whatever the new bandwagon is for what's coming up. But my wife recently went to Cleveland for a conference, and while she was there, I told her just get me something local, grab me something that I wouldn't be able to get here. And so she was at the Great Lakes Brewery and she grabbed this, which apparently from their website says is only available at their brewery. So I'm very excited to give it a try. So of course in my last episode I gave you guys a little rundown as to what the triple style is and what I should be expecting. When you're looking at a beer that's barrel aged, especially in a bourbon barrel, it's not really going to be true to style, especially when it's a Belgian style beer. So I also wanted to give you guys just a heads up. This beer, if you were entering it in competition, would be ranked as a 33B, which is specialty wood-aged beer. Basically what it says is that the overall impression is a harmonious blend of the base beer style with characteristics from aging in contact with wood, which includes alcoholic products previously in contact with the wood. The best examples will be smooth, flavorful, well-balanced, and well-aged. So obviously what they're trying to say is that you can put any kind of beer you want into a bourbon barrel or into a tequila barrel or into a port barrel, and it will be a completely different flavor, aroma, overall characteristic, rather than if you did not put it in that spirit barrel. Honestly, this is just a catch-all category for any time someone puts a beer into like a bourbon barrel or something like that. In fact, most of their commercial examples are actually just really big beers anyways. So like the first one listed is Founders KBS. The second one is Goose Island's Bourbon County Stout. There's comments of like whiskey. There's comments of port, of sherry barrels. So this, like I said, this category is just kind of a catch-all for anything that's been aged on wood and that wood was already aging some other kind of alcoholic product. So enough about style guidelines. I am really excited to try this beer. My wife brought home 2 bottles, and this is the one that I saved to try with you guys. And actually the first one she brought home for me was their Rack House Ale. And that was just like an American strong ale. And that was really fantastic. I enjoyed drinking it a whole lot. I actually brought it to a family party, and I mean everyone was going back for seconds. Everyone really, really liked it, and I thought it was very, very well done. Nice barrel characteristics in it, but it wasn't overpowering. It wasn't crazy, and you can still taste that really nice, American strong ale, that real rich malt character behind it. I'm really, really interested in trying this one. Because like I said, triple is a style I like a lot, and then when you can get your hands on a bourbon barrel aged triple, all the better. So I'm gonna give it a try. Let me show you guys what I got here though. So I grabbed 2 glasses. Normally when I drink my Belgian style ales, at least ones like this that are a bit more delicate, I like to go with like the stemmed glassware. Honestly, my wife is real clumsy, so I don't have any stemmed glassware. But I do have like regular wine glasses, just without the stem. And so I grabbed this one here, and this one is perfectly fine. It would totally work. But the one that I'm actually going to use is this big boy right here. So number one, the reason why I grabbed the bigger one, I'm going to try that one, is because it's actually wider. So I feel like it'll actually trap in a lot more of the aromas of the beer. Like I said, something that's a bit more delicate like this, that's kind of what you want to do. And then the other reason is that I want a bigger glass. It's reason enough, right? Okay, well, let's dive in. I'm going to give this one a try, and I'll let you guys know what I think of it. So take a look at that guy. It's definitely got a bit of orange to it. The one thing the style guidelines mention is that it's definitely a bit darker than a Belgian Golden Strong. The golden being like very, very pale. And this is, it's a solid step in the next darkness scale. So yeah, I definitely get some orange out of it. Looking through, it's like pretty clear, but I can see there's like little something floating around in it. It's almost like dust or something floating around in it. That said, I wouldn't say it like looks unappetizing or anything. It looks like regular beer. And so for the head on it, I mean, if you were watching me pour it, I even gave it a little like extra oomph at the end to try and coax out as much head or carbonation as I can. It's quite low carbonation wise. The head definitely seems a bit the head definitely seems a bit less than what I would expect from a triple. That said, again, this is also a barrel-aged beer, so that's something to be accounted for. The guidelines mention like that Belgian lacing, and then you can see I haven't even drank it yet. I just tilted the glass, and that lacing is really sticking around. But it's not quite Belgian lacing, but at least it's still there. That it's got a bit of booze to it. I mean, nothing crazy, but it's definitely apparent. I'm getting kind of like peach characters, pear characters, kind of like I want to say like cantaloupe, but not the flesh, not the fruit. I'm talking about like the husk of the cantaloupe. Like that kind of almost like dusty hull character. So I'm getting something kind of like that as well. It does definitely have a bit of alcohol burn in the nose. So let me give it a try. I'm really excited to give this one a try. It's very nice. Initially, I'm hit with like a bit of that malt character. That malt really does fade away to like a kind of like sweet bourbon, which then fades into the wood character of it. It's I will say it's very gentle. It's not like very abrupt. It's not a lot of bourbon. It's not a lot of wood. It's still you can definitely taste the kind of base beer that's behind it there. Yeah, kind of like sugar sweet. Really dries out though in the finish, and it just leads to that kind of like almost like coconut kind of the wood character you get from some beers. That's actually very well done. I will say the alcohol character on it, it's definitely in the nose, and it's kind of hitting me down like deep into my belly, but it's not burning up my throat at all. But I do feel a bit of a warming sensation, kind of like a little bit deeper down in my stomach. And I do get a kind of like candied orange. If you've ever had like the sugared orange peels, I get kind of like that character out of it as well, in that initial sip. But then, like I said, the finish on it is all dry. It's very, very well done. Just in terms of the malt character and the malt, like the depth of malt. And yeah, I get a bit of spice, I get a bit of pepper, get a bit of vanilla from that barrel. Overall, I'd say it's actually a very successfully made beer. My only real critique, I'd say, is that it's kind of like not far enough in the barrel character, and then not far enough in the actual triple character. So it's almost like the characters are getting just muddled. And so it's not a great triple, and it's not a great bourbon barrel beer. But as far as a bourbon barrel aged triple, I think it's really, really tasty. So mind you, of course, I am splitting hairs. I think it's very, very good, and it's probably the only bourbon barrel aged triple I've had. Honestly, the triples that I really like, oddly enough, tall grass. I think makes a really, really well done triple. And cheap too. That's awesome. But I don't. I don't believe that I've had a triple from Great Lakes. Obviously they make one, but I'm not sure it's available in the Chicago market. So that's not one that I've had before. But I think this one's very successful. I think it's very well done. A little bit of grassy character coming through there. It's very good. And aged 6 months in a bourbon barrel. I will say I feel like their Rack House, that American Strong Ale, I think that one was a little more intense on the barrel character. It was actually like very vanilla forward and very potent in the wood and in the bourbon. Whereas this one, I mean, the Belgian style triple is a more delicate style, and so I think they walk a very fine line between being overpowered and making a beer that's very good, very sessionable. Although I guess at 9.5%, it's not quite sessionable, is it? It is. It's really good. I like this one. It's definitely got like a sneaky alcohol to it, because it's like it's there, but it's not really there. So, good job, Great Lakes. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So I do like this one. I think it was very good. The single 22-ounce bottle is what my wife brought me from Cleveland. She wouldn't tell me how much it cost, but I found the receipt. So I told her that I would not have bought that bottle because it was a little bit more expensive than what I like to spend on my beer. But it was a gift, so it is very good. I do appreciate it. Thank you. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Jay's Beer Reviews. I hope you enjoyed my rundown of triple style beer, as well as my little discussion as to barrel-aged beers, specialty barrel-aged beers. So if you did enjoy, go ahead and hit the like button for me. Go ahead and hit the subscribe if you have not done so yet. Yes, you, please hit the subscribe. Thank you very much. And so, for Jay's Beer Reviews, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.